Hello there, and welcome to Evermore Me, day 28. We've officially been doing this for 4 weeks now, and today we're going to talk about kale and oats. And we're going to do it fast and dirty because we've gone through a lot of these ingredients, and one thing I'm realizing is that if it's green or if it's orange, they kind of have similar properties.
Yeah, I mean, there are differences.
There are differences, but we've gone through like a lot of very, very detailed descriptions of a lot of things, and I think we're just going to take it back a notch today and go over an awesome recipe. But first, let's talk about kale.
That uses those ingredients.
Yeah.
And not actually at the end of a container.
We are at the end of a container.
I'll take that. Though with the amount that goes into the formulas, just to note, because obviously each one has slightly different properties, that the amount that goes in together and synergistically kind of allows for all these great properties.
Yeah, I mean, they're all in here for a reason.
Yeah.
There is certain overlap between things. We're done. Good enough. I'll deal because we got this delicious thing on the side.
So we have
kale. Before we talk about our special magical thing, I'm just going to run really quickly through the list about kale and oats. So kale is great if you're dieting. I mean, it's a great addition to any diet, but 1 cup of kale contains 36 calories and 0 fat, and it's high in dietary fiber. And oh my god, this is a first. Our phone is ringing during Evermore Me. Let me go deal with that. It's an unknown name, unknown number. I'm going to grab this really fast.
No, I think you can let it go.
You think I'll let it go? Okay,
Yeah.
if it's important, the voicemail will pick it up. Okay, so where were we? Yes.
So you know that we're a real business.
We are a real business. Our phone does occasionally ring.
But we have a machine.
But yeah, that's true. There is an answering machine. I always forget about that. High in dietary fiber. And let's move on to the next one. Kale is high in antioxidants, carotenoids, and flavonoids, which gives it cancer-fighting properties. So eat your vegetables, especially your kale. It helps fight cancer. Kale is also an anti-inflammatory. It contains 10% of your daily allowance of omega-3 fatty acid and a megadose of vitamin K. All good things.
And vitamin A too, right?
It does have vitamin A. Yeah. That's the carotenoid thing. And what else? It is supposed to be great for cardiovascular support. It has detoxifying properties, high in vitamin C, high in vitamin K, and very absorbable form of calcium.
And one thing to note about kale comes from a cruciferous vegetable family, and crucifers are known to be particularly strong in terms of their cancer-fighting properties. So
broccoli,
it's sulforaphanes like broccoli, cauliflower, kale. It's one of those things I've always thought of making sure that I have
Somebody must really want to get in touch with us.
Yeah.
Still unknown name, unknown number.
Well, then maybe if you want, I don't know.
Oh, well, no, then it just died there. Okay, hopefully
it might have been your mom.
It might have been my mom.
No, my mom.
My mom is probably watching. She knows better than to call us.
No, I only say because it's only unknown name.
Yeah, they're only unlisted person that calls us. Okay,
back to eat them. Stay strong.
Yes, eat them. Stay strong. Stay healthy. Eat dark green things, whether it's kale or broccoli. It's good for you.
And the nice thing to know about kale, too, is that saturated green color. It's really hard to cook all the nutrients out of kale. The level of saturation of the color is usually quite indicative of the nutritional sort of value in the food itself. And so that's the one thing. Kale can be a little hard to digest. If you're going to do a raw kale salad, for example, you want to massage it with some, lemon juice or salt and oil.
And literally massage it,
because you want to break it down. It's hard for the body to process. And so when you blanch or steam kale, and you go a little bit longer with that one because it is a little bit denser, just know that those nutrients are pretty hard to leach out of there.
Cool. Yeah, oats. Onto oats. Oats are high in dietary fiber. They're shown to be effective in reducing cholesterol, which also makes them a heart-healthy choice.
I'll get it. You can talk. No, I'll get it.
Which also makes them a heart-healthy choice. They're helpful in regulating blood sugar, which makes them, they're actually considered helpful for diabetes. Studies have actually shown that diabetic patients fed Was that like...
Attention, marketers!
Oh, yeah. So we've been robo-dialed consistently
Yeah.
for the past 15 minutes. That's awesome. So anyway, studies have shown that eating oats can reduce the amount of insulin that diabetic patients need by up to 38%, which is pretty cool. What else? And they're high in fiber, so once again, good for your heart, good for your digestion. So that's oats.
Yeah, you ready for the diatribe?
Yeah, now for the recipe that combines the two.
So this is a kale oat cake recipe. And what these have are, there are oats, there are, I did ground up pumpkin seeds in them. I do a bunch of kale that I blanch first and then chop up real fine. There's egg. I actually had some leftover barley that was cooked and I threw in here, and I really like the way that worked out. Let's see, I put some cumin and ancho, surprise, surprise. Parsley, there's some safflower oil, Dijon mustard and salt and pepper. And I am thinking, like, in the future after Evermore Me, I'd like to probably try this with quinoa in. But they're so filling and they're so delicious, and I'm just going to use my hands instead of cutting them like a proper person. And I love them. I love them about an inch thick and about 3-inch diameter.
I make them a little thinner.
You like them thinner.
I mean, I actually have no preference. It's just
That's how you make them.
That's how I make them.
Yeah. So this is my favorite, and I can just eat these. And my cousin Jen, when I was in town, absolutely adored them. My friend Caitlin was staying with me one morning, and I made them for the first time, and she immediately asked for the recipe and has made them.
Yeah, I made them 3 times, and I have to say there could not be a more forgiving recipe. It's so easy.
I really like the barley in there, the extra grain.
Yeah, it does make a.
And my friend Ashley, who's Ashley Koff approved, and she's a registered dietitian in LA. She actually gave me inspiration for this. It was based on a Dr. Prager, I'm sure you've seen that in the frozen section, a spinach pancake that he does. Obviously, the ingredients in there are not the same because we were very limited to ours. But, you can look at a recipe often and sort of see where you can make your substitutions. And just on that note, since we've been eating the Evermore Me, I have to say, I've recognized that this is a pretty awesome regular diet in terms of just the kinds of foods that are going in and the kinds of foods that are not going in your body. There are no sugars other than barley malt syrup that we've been using, or the natural sugars that occur in our fruits and vegetables. We've been getting a regular intake of apples and blueberries, which are both very, very good for you and also kind of lower on the sugar end of the fruits. No dairy, no wheat. We've had oats and barley. And I find that I'm actually getting more grain than I normally get in my diet.
But in whole grain form, as opposed to eating,
well, for me, just not getting it. So I really think that actually we might be onto something. We both lost a little bit of weight. Both feel really good. And I'm looking forward to being able to bring other members of the vegetable family back into my diet. I miss them the most, I would say. That and probably some seafood or fish.
Yeah, same. I mean, I was just like when I go to the farmer's market, I've been, buying the kale, and I'm looking at eyeballing the broccoli raw, being like, I can't wait. But I definitely thought I would have more random cravings than I do. I really don't miss
what
other
about sweets?
foods. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I like chocolate, but at this point, the thought of going out and getting an ice cream sundae seems like it would be overkill. I don't even think I can handle it. Of course, I'm sure. Ask me that again in a couple weeks.
Well, again, once all this is over, I'll be posting those recipes, and I'll put my recommendations. Hannah will put her comments on how sort of she's either liked the recipes or when she's recreated them, what her favorite tips are. And I don't know, I think both of us are going to leave Evermore Me kind of with a slightly new appreciation for Evermore's ingredients as a staple of our own diets.
Yeah, I mean, this is transforming the way I've eaten. I mean, for you, I think you were kind of slightly more health conscious eater than I was, but for me, it's all these things that I've known I should eat, but haven't necessarily taken the initiative to. Now that we've got this outside sort of thing that's forcing me to stay on a regimen, you know, where we're accountable to the world, it's definitely forced me to really overhaul my eating habits.
Cool.
Yeah,
Well,
this is awesome. Anyway, until tomorrow, which is day 29, we're on the home stretch here.
Yep.
Bon appetit.